Welcome back to the How to Convince with Lawyer Vince podcast. I'm Lawyer Vince, and if you're new here, this is where we learn how to speak up without blowing up. Today, we're diving into something everyone struggles with, but no one's really taught how to do: difficult conversations. Whether it's with a boss, a partner, a friend, or a coworker, these moments shape our reputation, our peace, and our power. So let's break it down. Let's start with why these conversations feel so heavy in the first place. Most people either avoid hard conversations or handle them with heat. There's rarely a middle ground. And why is that? Because our nervous system sees confrontation as a threat. That's why you feel your heart race, your stomach drop, or your brain freeze when someone crosses a line. But here's the key. Difficult conversations are learnable. You don't need to be naturally assertive. You just need the right tools. So let's talk about these tools. Let's talk about the most powerful superpower and the most underrated superpower in any tough conversation, and that's curiosity. One of the biggest mistakes people make: coming into a hard conversation already decided about what the other person meant. But when you lead with blame, people shut down. What works better? Two things: pause and curiosity. First, you want to pause to regulate yourself. Don't speak from adrenaline, speak from awareness. Then get curious. Instead of accusing someone of being disrespectful, ask them to walk you through what they were thinking. Here's why. People are more likely to reflect and self-correct when they don't feel attacked. Let me give you an example. A woman reached out to me recently. Her boss kept interrupting her, taking credit for her ideas and being dismissive. She wanted to walk into his office and say, "Why do you have no respect for me?" I get it, but here's what I told her instead. Start with clarifying questions. You can say something like, "I noticed I was cut off in the meeting earlier. Can you help me understand what was going through your mind?" Or, "I've seen a few situations where my contributions weren't acknowledged. Can we talk about how decisions are being communicated?" Why? Because when you ask, you give people a chance to see themselves. If you accuse, they defend. If you ask, they reflect. And in her case, he actually apologized. Not immediately, but once she asked those questions, it clicked. Next up, let's talk about what to actually say in the moment. Let's talk about scripts. Here are some go-to phrase swaps that keep you calm and in control. So instead of "you made me feel small," I want you to say, "I felt dismissed when that happened. Can we talk about it?" Instead of "why did you do that?" say, "what led to that decision?" Or instead of "you don't respect me," say, "I want to understand if we're on the same page about what respect looks like in this context." These phrases do three things. They lower the emotional charge, they invite conversation, and they protect your dignity. All right, now let's get into setting boundaries the right way. You don't need to yell to draw a line. Here's a simple formula. Step one. State the pattern. Start with, "I've noticed that ... Step two, explain the impact. Then, "That's made it harder for me to ... And step three, make a request. Finish it off by saying, "Going forward, can we agree to ... Right? So here's an example. "I've noticed meetings are running over without a clear agenda. That's making it hard for me to manage other priorities. Can we agree to set time limits and goals at the top of the meeting?" It's clear, direct, and respectful. Now let's wrap up with some audience questions. These are real questions and situations that came straight from you all. Question one. What do I do when people start spreading rumors in front of the person they're about? This is a tricky one. If you're in a professional setting and someone gossips like that, redirect the energy without escalating. Say something like, "Let's not make assumptions. I'd rather ask them directly if needed." Or you can say something like, "If it's important, let's loop them in so it's not just speculation." You shift the tone from gossip to accountability. Now, question two. How do I give feedback to someone older or in a higher position than me? Well, lead with respect and shared interest. Try this. "I wanted to get your thoughts on something I've noticed. It might help us work even better together." Make it collaborative, not confrontational. Question three. What if someone gets emotional or defensive during a tough talk? Let the emotions come, but don't react to them. You can say something like, "I can see this is bringing up something strong for you. We can pause if you need, but I'd like to keep finding a solution together. You don't match their heat, you hold steady. Question 4. How do I respond when someone keeps interrupting me in meetings? You can use real-time redirection. Say, I'd like to finish my thought, then I'd love to hear yours. Or later, I've noticed it's been tough to complete a point without being interrupted. Can we work on giving each other full space to speak? All right. Well, that's it for today. Hard conversations don't have to end in conflict when done right, right? They build trust, clarity, and respect. If this episode helped you, drop a comment below with the phrase, speak up without blowing up. It lets me know you're part of the crew doing the work. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the How to Convince newsletter. The link is in the description for this episode. That's where I share even more scripts, insights, and updates. You can also reply to the newsletter with a question, and I might just feature it in next week's episode. Thanks for tuning in, and see you same time next week.